if you feel like marriage is on the horizon for you, or if that desire is on your heart and you want to have something that you can begin working on to prepare. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Heather, and on my channel I talk all about faith-based dating and relationships. So if that's something that you are interested in, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I post new videos every Wednesday and Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you're also on Instagram, be sure to follow me over there as well. I'm over there daily and I love to hear from you guys. Today we are talking about things you can do to prepare for marriage. So last week I shared some things that I wish I knew before marriage. And so I thought this would be a good follow-up to give you guys some practical things that you can start doing now if you feel like marriage is on the horizon for you, or if that desire is on your heart and you want to have something that you can begin working on to prepare. So the first thing is to learn how to manage a household, how to cook, how to clean. And not because you're going to be the one doing all of those things. It's different for every couple, but those are just important life skills to have regardless of the situation. You want to know how to manage a household so that when you're married, you can work together as a team to accomplish those things. Because regardless of how you end up dividing up the tasks when you are married, you're still going to need to know how to cook and clean and all of those types of things, because you never know when your husband might be away on a business trip or something like that, and you are the one that has to do the cooking, especially once you have kids and you need to be able to cook healthy meals for them as well. So these are just really important life skills to have no matter what. So this is a great time to go ahead and start working on these things while you are single. I've honestly been cooking since I was a little girl, but I feel like where I really honed those skills was when I lived by myself and I was meal prepping all of my meals. I was really into weight training, so I would constantly be looking up new healthy recipes and different ways that I could make things to make them healthier, and I had a lot of fun with it, and now I'm able to bring that skill into our marriage. Honestly, my husband does most of the cooking these days, but I learned that I love to make breakfast, I love to bake, and so I usually take on more of those types of tasks. All right, number two is to learn how to maintain a peaceful home. This is something that's going to go along with tip number one, because if you have those systems down, you have the cooking down and the cleaning down, your home is going to be more tidy, which automatically tends to help make it more peaceful. But this is going to encompass lots of other things as well. Yes, decorating and things like that are going to come into play, how you make it a cozy home and a peaceful environment aesthetically, but also in just the way that you communicate with each other, how you speak to your husband and how you set the tone for your conversations, especially if you're in an argument or something like that, choosing not to yell. Of course, your husband's going to be responsible for those things as well, but you want to do everything that you can to maintain a peaceful and joyful home. And those are things that you can easily start practicing now in your own home. If you live alone, it might be more to do with the aesthetic of your home. How do people feel when they walk into your house? Is it clean? Is it neat? Does it feel warm and inviting? And if you have roommates or if you're living with family, then you can do those same things in whichever part of the home that you're responsible for, as well as how you interact with others that you are living with. All right, and then number three is learning how to put others first and being more others focused. I talked a little bit about this in my last video, but a really great way to practice this now is to volunteer, whether that's at your church or in your local community. Not only does this help other people, but it helps you because you're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to feel like you have more purpose. And at the same time, it's going to help prepare you for a marriage relationship where you are putting your spouse first. And then number four is to find a mentor or a counselor that you can talk to. It's great if you can find a mentor that you don't have to pay for. If you happen to know some older women who can help mentor you and guide you and you can ask questions. Or if you don't have that, you can seek out counseling. And I think this is just so helpful in this season because it helps you to work through anything that you may need to be working through now before you bring someone else into the equation. All right, and then number 5 goes hand in hand with that, and that is to hang out with other couples, people that you admire, people that you are inspired by their relationships and the way they interact with one another. And if you don't have a lot of couples in your life already, then maybe join a co-ed life group or a multi-generational life group. That is another thing that I did when I was single. I was part of a women's group as well as a co-ed group and a multi-generational group where I was able to interact with people that were older than me, younger than me, in different phases of life. And I think it's really helpful to be able to learn from other people who have already been there and already gone through some of those things so that you can start learning and developing and asking questions. If you're constantly surrounded by just other single people, then you're not going to learn a lot of the things that you would if you were hanging out with couples. There's definitely a lot of value in hanging out with other women your age and who are in the same season of life as you, but I also think there's a lot of value in being able to learn from other people, both male and female, who can bring a different perspective. All right, and then number 6 is to learn how to manage your finances. This is huge because financial disputes are one of the top reasons for divorce aside from infidelity. So it's so important that we get this one right. And you can easily start doing this while you are single. You can start learning how to budget and learning how to save if you aren't already doing those things. One of my favorite apps that I still use is the Every Dollar app, where you can just track all of your spending easily right on your phone, and that really helped me when I was trying to pay off a lot of debt. So I highly recommend that or something similar. If you're someone who likes to write things down, you could keep it in a notebook, or if you like to get really fancy and involved, you can do a spreadsheet. But just start budgeting your money now so you know where your money is going, you know what your spending habits are, and you start to learn healthy money habits. This is going to help you tremendously when you get married and you're combining finances and all of these things, and you can come into the marriage already having these skills. All right, and then number 7 goes hand in hand with that again, and that is to start saving for your wedding. So it's important to budget and save and all of those things just in general, but I also think it's a really good idea to even start having a fund for your wedding, because weddings can get really expensive. They don't have to be, but if you are wanting certain things for your wedding day and you don't have someone paying for that for you, it would be a really good idea to go ahead and start saving for that now, at least maybe for your dress or different things like that, so that you can go ahead and have that set aside and you don't have to go into debt for your wedding. All right, then number 8 is to know your love languages. I also talked about this in my last video. I'll link it up here about things I wish I knew before marriage, but I think this is really, really important, and it's something that if you're learning it now, you can already start applying it in your current relationships. So I highly recommend The 5 Love Languages, and I'll link that book below. You can pick it up on Amazon. But I think that's a great start when it comes to preparing for marriage and helps you to know yourself better. All right, and the number 9 is to start praying for your husband now. Start praying over his life. Start praying that God would be preparing his heart, that he would be helping him overcome temptations, that he would be preparing him for marriage. Because if you are believing for marriage and you're believing that God has someone out there for you, he's already out there in the world, and so you can start praying for him now. And if you're not really sure what to pray, there's a book that I love called The Power of a Praying Wife, and I'll link that for you guys below. She includes all kinds of different prayers for different areas of your husband's life, and I think that's a great place to start. And if you'd like to see a specific video on that as well, I would love to do that for you guys, so let me know in the comments. All right, and then number 10 is prayer for yourself. Prayer that God would be preparing your heart, that he would be showing you areas that you need to grow in, that he would be preparing you to be a wife and helping you to learn the skills that you need to learn. You can never pray too much, in my opinion. If you have the desire for marriage, I believe that God cares about that, and he wants to give you that desire, and he hears you when you pray these prayers, and he will help you and prepare you if you just ask him. All right, so that is it for today's video. I hope that you found these things helpful. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Now it is your turn. I would love to hear in the comments some things that you are doing to prepare for marriage. Let me know below so that we can all learn and grow together. And I wanted to briefly share with you guys my shirt that I am wearing, if you can see, but it says fearfully and wonderfully created on purpose for a purpose. And I just love what it says, and I love the design, and I got it from a lady on Instagram who actually hand draws all of her designs, and part of the proceeds go to helping with human trafficking. So if you're interested in one of these shirts, I'll link her Instagram information below for y'all. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.